there. 35. A fence was installed around the edge of a rectangular garden. The length L of the fence was 5 feet less than 3 times the width. The amount of fencing used was 90 feet. Write a system of equations, or write an equation using one variable that models this situation. So up top, they give you L and they give you W. Those are two different variables. They must be related or they wouldn't do this to you, right? So let's kind of determine what's going on here. We have a rectangular garden. What do I always tell you? Whenever you see a shape in the picture, you better draw that shape so you know what's going on. We have a length and a width. The length L of the fence was 5 feet less than 3 times its width. Okay, so this is the length is given in terms of the width. So let's go ahead and write this length in terms of the width. So we have 5 feet less than 3 times the width. Okay, so that is my first dimension is 3W minus 5, and my second dimension is just a plain old W. The amount of fencing used, so amount of fencing is going to correspond to the perimeter, and that was 90. Write a system of equations or write an equation using one variable that models this situation. So if I were you, I would know that across from W is a side length W. Across from 3W minus 5 is another side length 3W minus 5. I have all four sides. I'm going to add them together, and it needs to equal the 90 feet of fencing that was used. But I like to work smart, not hard. So I'm going to do my two W's, and then I'm going to do my two 3W minus 5s from the picture. So then I would just get something that looks like this. And that is my equation. And then now it says determine algebraically the dimensions in feet of the garden. So dimensions in feet. Dimensions means I need to get my L and I need to get my width. Since everything is in terms of the width up here, I'm going to start by finding the width. Then I'll substitute it back into my original picture here, and I'll get the length. Okay. So I have 2W plus 2 times 3W minus 5 equals 90. I'm going to want to distribute this 2 to get rid of the parentheses and see if there's any like terms that I can combine. Ooh, there are. I can do the 2W and I can do the 6W. That'll give me an 8W. And then I'm going to move this 10 over to be with the 90.
Because the 10 is happier with the 90.
Ooh, a guest appearance. So then now I have 8W is equal to 100. I'm going to divide both sides by 8, and I'm going to get W is equal to 100 divided by 8. Let's go ahead and see what that would look like. Ooh, 12.5. So we have a width of 12.5. That's one dimension. Now I need the other dimension, the length. And the way that I find the length is I look up top. It says that my length is equivalent to 3W minus 5. So I'm going to go ahead and plug my measurement for W that I just found into my equation for the length, and I've got 3 times 12.5 minus 5, and I'm going to get 32.5. So I have a length of 32.5, a width of 12.5. Let's make sure I put the units in there. And we are done.